25 minutes past 2. Hello, how are you? I'm Liam Bradford. I'm here with you all the way through this afternoon, keeping you up to date with the goings-on in the world and having just a bit of a chinwag, really, here on BBC Radio Manchester. First, let's get ourselves back to Longford Park, because the brilliant Emma Goswell is not doing disco golf as she originally thought she was doing. Instead, it's a bit of disc golf, Emma.
Yes, it is. And when producer Andy told me I was going to be playing disc golf on Saturday, I just went, what the heck is that? Is that a thing? I've never heard of disc golf in my life. But yes, there is a course here in Longford Park in Stretford. They've had their grand opening today. And I'm going to speak now to Alan Heckman. He's the chair of Manchester Disc Golf. Hi, Alan.
Hi, thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming all the way from Colorado to start disc golf in Manchester. What the hell is it?
Okay, so you're not the only one who hasn't heard of disc golf. That's actually a pretty common reaction. But basically, it's golf with a frisbee-style disc. So just like you would with golf, you throw the disc, get it as close as you can to the target, pick it up from where it lands, and then throw it again until you get it in. Person with the lowest number of throws at the end of the game is the winner.
So essentially it is the same sort of rules as golf, but you don't have to have a good golf swing, you've just got to be in the air. I'm making it sound really simple there.
One of the nicest things about this sport is that it is extremely easy to have a go, but it turns out that the highest levels of the sport, the highest levels of expertise, there's a lot of skill and actually athleticism in it. So the people who are really good at it are really very good at it, and they are very good at throwing bits of plastic down the field.
Right, I've just read as well on my little printout here, people earn a lot of money from throwing a bit of plastic in the air. Tell me.
Amazingly, yes. Well, there's a professional scene. A lot of it takes place in the United States and also in Finland and around the world. And some of the very best players, I don't know the numbers, but I'm sure they're earning several hundreds of thousands of pounds or maybe US dollars every year through sponsorships and tournament prizes.
This is amazing. A sport I've never even heard of, and people are earning hundreds of thousands of pounds doing it. Okay, so talk us through the course here at Longford Park. It is 18 holes or 18 buckets. What are you calling these things that we're throwing the frisbees at?
We still call them holes, even though they're not really holes. They're baskets at about waist height. They have a cone of chains sort of hanging point down above them, and if you manage to hit the disc into the chains, usually it'll fall into the basket, and that's when you've finished the hole. So here at this park and at Longford Park, we've got 18 holes, and that's with 30 tee pads. So we've got beginner-friendly red course and a more advanced blue course playable to the same baskets.
And they're normally a par 3, aren't they? So it takes 3 chucks to get it in the basket on average.
It takes 3 if you're doing a good job. Yeah. So 3, or if you do really well, you can get 2. That's okay.
Go on, have a boast about what you did last week, Alan. Go on, get it out.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Well, I wasn't going to bring it up, but I did.
Yes, you were.
I got my first ever ace, which is a hole-in-one, about a month ago, and that was very nice. But as a matter of fact, it is more luck than skill to get it in your very first throw.
Well done. Congratulations. Brag about it all you want. So, how's this then? Because you guys are all volunteers, aren't you? How did it end up coming here?
Yeah, we're all volunteers, and loads of people. Believe it or not, there are people in Manchester who have always wanted a disc golf course here, and so some of us were thinking that we would do it someday, but we got a great opportunity to use this disused pitch and putt golf course in the middle of north section of Longford. And so sort of over almost 3 years now of sort of hard work with the council, finding funding, getting volunteers to install stuff and design stuff, we've really brought it to fruition.
And it looks like a good turnout already today. You've only been open a few hours.
We've been open a few hours. In fact, we have been kind of open for a long time, but this has been now we're really properly open. So yeah, we've had, I don't know exact numbers, but I'm thinking 75 or 80 people here so far today. And on a day with scattered showers, that's pretty good, I think.
That's not bad for Manchester, is it? And cheap. So you only have to borrow the discs, you only have to rent them for £1 or something?
That's right. This course is completely free for everyone forever, and it's always a way you could spend any money on it is if you do want to hire a disc golf disc. Those are available in the cafe at the park, and that's £1. So £1 to hire a disc, and of course if you like it, find a way to buy a disc. There are places online, and then you play for free and forever. So
This is great. I'm loving it, and I'm loving the words free and free forever. Brilliant, Alan. OK, what's going to happen in a little while is you're going to take me on the course, aren't you, and give me a bit of a lesson. Are you confident?
I'm confident, yeah. Hey, beginner mind. You don't have to worry about getting it in your first try. It'll be fine.
OK, well, I'm very competitive, Alan, so we'll see how that goes. Liam, do join me in a few minutes' time when I will be having my first disc golf lesson.
I'm looking forward to this. Emma Goswell, I remember going down and doing disc golf with Alan last year on BBC Radio Manchester, just when they were starting to set the course up properly. There are different types of discs for different types of shots, Emma, so make sure that you don't try and putt with a driver or drive with a putter, all right?
Sounds very complicated.
I'm sure Alan will explain everything to you very, very shortly. 2:30 on BBC Radio Manchester. Emma Goswell down at Longford Park with Alan Heckman. They are playing disc golf, or at least Emma's going to be learning how to play disc golf. It looks an awful lot easier than it actually is what I'll say. I'm 6'8". I'm built like a mountain. And yes, I nearly said something I shouldn't have done then. I built like a mountain, and I was terrible at this. It's all technique. Like, the distance that you can get on a frisbee... Just one sec. Just had to get that in. The distance that you can get on a frisbee has nothing to do with your size and everything to do with whether you can throw it properly. 3 degrees. BBC Radio Manchester. Right, OK. Our roving reporter Emma Goswell is currently trying to learn how to play disc golf at Longford Park in Stretford. How's it going, Emma?
Oh, Liam, well, I have to say it's not going brilliantly so far. I'm just really glad that I wasn't broadcasting over the last 5 minutes, because the last 5 minutes has seen me running around in quite a lot of mud and I haven't got my wellies on, and swearing quite a lot in Longford Park, because I'm very, very competitive. Thank goodness I've got an expert with me, though. Alan, how have I got on so far?
Well, you've done better than you think you have. I know you weren't satisfied with your first throw, but it was a perfectly respectable beginner's first throw. It was absolutely fine.
A beginner's first throw. What I have to say, though, is what was that move that you did when you first launched? You were first on the beginning of hole number 1, and you did this manoeuvre. I'm trying to think how to describe it, really. It was a bit like watching the Olympics when people are lining up to do the discus or something. What were you doing?
Well, there's a little bit of a run-up with what cross step, but you know what? I am perfectly happy for everyone to never do a run-up, and you can play perfectly well without ever doing that ever. So don't be intimidated by that. And in fact, to be honest, I'm not really sure it helps my throw that much. Maybe it's more in my mind. I don't know.
Well, I'm not intimidated by a cross step. OK. And there are kids here, aren't they? So what sort of ages can play this?
Well, I play with my little kids, and they love it. I have a 2.5-year-old who loves to reach up and put the disc in the basket. But to play properly and throw at a decent distance, we're usually looking at 6 or 7 years old, probably, to play the full game.
OK. Well, we're quite near hole number 18 here at the moment. Oh, some people trying to get it in there, but we're just going to get in their way, basically, and have a go at hole number 18. Right, I'm going to have a go at this. So I'm aiming at... There's basically a pole with a load of chains hanging on it and a basket underneath. Whereabouts on those chains should I aim for?
If you aim right for the middle of that kind of cone of chains with the point down, the chances are good that if you hit it near the center of the cone of chains, the disc will fall neatly right into the basket.
Oh, that lady's just had a go. She missed as well. I'm just going to... Oh, the man's just got it in. Well done, sir. Great work. Great work. Just stand back a little minute. I'm just going to have my first attempt here. Sorry, just to get in the way of your game there. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Absolutely pathetic. It's about a metre away to the left. I'm going to have to try it again. What did I do wrong there, Alan?
Your throw wasn't as flat as it might have been, but all in all, an approach shot isn't a bad tactic. So you're doing okay.
Shall I go back a bit and try that again? I'm going to go from about here. Sorry, madam, carry on. I'm just totally getting in the way of this couple's game. You have your go. It's all right. I'm only commentating live on BBC Radio Manchester. And she's got it in! Well done! What's your name, madam?
Katie.
Sorry?
Katie.
How many goes to get in hole 18?
5, I think.
Okay, what about you?
4.
Oh, have you won?
I have, actually. Yeah.
What's your name?
Otherwood Martin.
Congratulations, Martin. Anyway, we haven't got very long. I'm going to quickly try and get it in before we go to travel. Thanks, guys. Hope I don't get in the way of your game too much. Here we go.
Come on, Emma, you can do it.
Yes! Nice. Hang on a minute. I'm going to get nearer so you can hear the sound of that disc hitting the chains. Oh, and Alan's going to have a go as well. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, simultaneous. Go!
Hey,
you hear
that's
that?
good, that.
Could you hear that?
Yeah, I can.
That's success.
Yeah.
Woo, well, I wouldn't call it a hole in one, but I've got something in a basket, so I'm getting there, Liam. I'm getting there.
Is it close to a hole in 21, Emma? Is that...
It's a bit more like that, Liam, yes, never mind. I am a beginner.
So was I, and you did better than I did, put it that way, when I tried it 12 months ago. We'll be back with Emma Goswell very soon here on BBC Radio Manchester to find out whether she can improve on the early lessons that she's getting from Alan. 19 minutes to 3.
BBC Radio Manchester.
Friday night, I'm going nowhere. All the lights are changing. Wow, 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 wow.
Sales David Gray on BBC Radio Manchester, and that's Babylon. He's a big Manchester United fan, David Gray, as well. It's what happens when you grow up in Sale, in the shadow of Old Trafford. Emma Goswell, our roving reporter, is out and about. She's currently having some more lessons at Manchester Disc Golf. However, on Twitter, Manchester Disc Golf have retweeted a picture of me from 2 years ago. I thought it was last year. It was 2 years ago that I went down, and they only had 3 holes at the time, I think, and they've now got 18 holes. If you want more information, it's at MCR Disc Golf on Twitter or manchesterdiscgolf.co.uk. Right, okay, Emma Goswell is currently in Longford Park in Stretford. She's taking on a challenge of learning how to play disc golf. In the last little update we had from you, Emma, you managed to get a disc in the basket. Has it gone any better?
Yes, it's not gone badly, actually, Liam. I've made a right old nuisance of myself down here at Longford Park. It's the opening day of the Manchester Disc Golf course here at Longford Park, and I've just pushed my way into several people's games. I do apologise, everybody. I've got a load of people that have been enjoying themselves before I got in their way. Let's speak to you guys first. You've been playing. What are your names?
My name's Richard.
And your name is?
Robert.
Richard and Robert. How old are you, Robert?
7.
Needed a little prompt there. Okay, what's your name?
Ismail.
Ismail. How's it been going then, the game so far, do you think?
It's going alright, and still just try to get used to that this is a little bit different to what I used to play with.
Oh, you're a bit of a pro, are you?
No, I played the other game. I played Ultimate, so it's a little bit different. They use different discs.
Tell you what, there are a few players down here who play Ultimate Frisbee, so for people at home going, what the X that? What is it?
It's a team sport of 7 players a team playing outdoor, and we play every Thursday and Sunday in Longford Park.
It's a bit more like football, isn't it? Yeah.
It's quite enjoyable.
Okay, so why did you want to come out today and have a go at this?
Well, Meng invited us. He's a local fella who's planted a lot of the trees that you can see, the saplings in here now, to try and get the bigger problem around here was the drainage. It's always been flooded in the winter and when it's wet, and it looks a lot better, and thanks to people like Meng giving up their free time.
And I'm assuming this is your son. How's he been getting on today?
Robert, yeah. Robert's had a great time, haven't you? Fantastic time.
Who's winning, Robert?
I think Daddy.
You think Daddy? We're just at hole number 9 at the moment, so you're only halfway through. You had a very casual style, didn't you, there?
Oh, well, yeah. We like to keep it cool, don't we? Yeah, we're doing okay so far. We're expecting rain, so we're just going to give it a few more holes, aren't we? We're expecting Mummy as well, so if she's listening on the radio, she can come and find us.
Give her a shout. What's her name? Where is she?
It's Gail. Where are you, Gail?
Gail, where are you? Get yourself down to Longford Park immediately. Your family need you to take part in the rest of the game. I'll tell you what, it has just started to rain, so do you guys want to get off? Good luck. Who's going to win?
Oh, Robert's going to win, aren't you, Robert?
Yeah, go on, Robert, you're going to win. And let me just speak to this couple here, because I totally pushed into their game. This is James. Hi, James.
Yeah, hello.
And I didn't get your name, sorry.
It's Rachel.
James and Rachel. How's your game's finished now? Because I just joined you on the 18th hole. I just pushed my way in, basically. How did the game go for you?
It's lovely. It's gone really well. You're always a little bit affected when it's this windy, but it's pretty good.
You've really got to know what you're doing, haven't you? Well, thank you for the tip, James, because you said the wind is coming in this direction. You need to be throwing this way.
Exactly. Throwing into the wind helps, take account of it. And the rain as well. We were hiding under a tree for quite a while.
It's not ideal conditions, is it, really? How much fun was it, though, over the course?
It was a lot of fun. The main thing for me as a volunteer on the course is just to see so many people here, despite the weather, and that's just kind of makes it great for us.
How long did it take you, by the way, to do the full 18?
I'd say maybe an hour and a half. Yeah.
Okay, let's just... And who's won, then? Who's won? It's all about winning, really, for me. So go on, what are the scores, then? Scores on the doors for your game?
In terms of golf speak, we're just above par.
Okay, just about par. But have you won, James?
Yes.
Okay. And let's go through the scores for the last round, because we just did hole 18. Now, I got it in 5, which I don't think is that bad, is it, for a beginner?
Yeah, 5 is good for a beginner, yeah.
And you got it in 5 as well?
Yeah, I got it in 5.
And James?
3, which is...
No one likes a boaster, do they? And what I love is, I said to you before, what time does it finish? Because I'm thinking, maybe I could come back later this afternoon or this evening, but it might shut at a certain time. What did you say to me, James?
I said it never shuts. You can play night golf if you want, and people do that. They put LED lights in the discs and on the baskets, and they play through the night.
This is amazing.
I want to play night golf, Emma.
Doesn't it sound brilliant? I didn't even know disc golf existed, and now you can attach LED lights to your frisbee and play night disc golf. I tell you what, every day's a school day, isn't it, Liam?
Every day is a school day.
I've had so much fun. I've had so much fun down here, but I'm going to have to haul myself out of here now, I'm afraid, and go and find something else exciting to do in
That
Manchester.
sounds good to me. Thank you very much to Emma Goswell doing the rounds. See what I did there? It's almost a pun, almost a golf pun. BBC Radio Manchester, thanks very much to Emma Goswell. We'll speak to her again in a little while here on BBC Radio Manchester. Coming up, football agent Shanila...